All right, so a few days ago, I was actually able to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And, if you're watching this video, I want to thank you all for going ahead and support me. This is going to be a Q&A video where I'm going to answer some of your questions that you may have for me. But it's kind of crazy. 10K, right? The grand scheme of things, 10K is not like, the biggest amount of subscribers ever. But I'm very grateful for everyone who has subscribed to the channel. I mean, we're already halfway to 11K, right? Which is kind of funny, or at least almost halfway to 11K at the time of this recording. But it's been very busy, so I have been unable to go ahead and actually sit down and record this Q&A video I want to do. I mean, look at what I have to do for the past 3 days, right? There's been a lot going on here. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about what's going on here in terms of the Q&A, and I'll answer some of your questions, like I said. So again, I want to thank you all for the support. I love creating Dokkan content. Dokkan content is very fun, and I am planning on continuing to do it in the future, more or less, right? We'll talk about it. I'm sure there's some people who asked that question. I did see one of them pop up in my notifications, right? So, all right, congrats, thank you. Also, when did I discover Dokkan and got into it? And then, favorite OST of OAT, mid or not, your personal number one. I'm not sure what OAT is. Let me see. Is there... Maybe I'm just like completely, like, I don't know, just, I don't know if it's a game or anything like that. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I am not sure. Oh, just favorite OST of all time. I think that's what that is, right? That makes sense. Okay. So, just my personal number one. That one's difficult. Like, my personal favorite OST, I can't really say like I have a favorite OST, but I really have been liking the recently I've been listening to the Persona 3 Reload opening, because I've been playing that game a lot recently. So as of now, I just really have liked that Full Moon Full Light, I believe, that OST. That one's really, really cool, and I love the opening as well, so that's great. And then when I discovered Dokkan, I got into it. I discovered Dokkan when Global Dokkan was in pre-registration. So I did pre-register for Global Dokkan, I believe. I had played Global Dokkan for a while, and I was always kind of on and off with Dokkan, right? I wasn't really like actually really playing it until like around more so the time where Buhan and Omega Shenron were announced in a V-Jump scan for the GP version. Then I actually made a switch to the GP version permanently after that. So like I was like around-ish, but I wasn't really into the community like that. Like I saw discussions about like STR Super Gogeta, before STR Super Gogeta. I just, it's at this point it's gonna be 9 years ago, right? So it's hard to remember the full details, but yeah. Let me refresh here, because I think we may have gotten a new response here I saw on the side of my eye. Oh my god, Skibbity Ohio Gamer. Let's see, hide reply. No, there it is. Dokkan related, what meta is your most memorable time playing? My most memorable, like, favorite time playing, it has to be, like, this meta right now is really fun, but like from the past, I would say probably the 70% era, right, was my like personal like choice of like the old ones, because Super Vegito, tanks, right? We used to call them God tanks. STR Omega, of course, and Buhan, like the reasons why I started GP. Physical Vegito Blue, even AGL Rose. Obviously, Physical Broly kind of sucked, right? But I think that that was that time. I just had a lot of fun with the game during that time. But it's not like I never like. It's like definitely like the most memorable time, especially because back then I was a real free-to-play player, right? And I kept getting those characters on single summon, so that was cool, right? For sure. And the non-Dokkan, why did I torture myself with Rent a Girlfriend? So sometimes you're just too deep into something, you gotta finish it. And then that way, when I finish garbage, I could trash on it. And then people won't be like, you never finished it, you can't trash on it. It actually became decent. And I'm going to be like, no, you're wrong, because I did read it. And I don't know, it's a sad life. Said you did post about Persona sometimes. Who's my favorite Persona character? My favorite Persona character. So I've really played Persona 5, and then this is my actually first time really playing Persona 3. So I'm gonna play Persona 4 Golden. I believe I do have Persona 4 Golden as well. Actually, I just haven't never like opened it, right? So I'll probably play that as well, then I'll have like a good concrete answer. But at least as of now, my favorite Persona character, that is a toughie one. I really like I actually really like Akihiko. Akihiko's really cool. I like Maruki is so cool. I also, of course, you know, just the favorites, Akechi, you know, even Joker himself is pretty cool. Like the rivalry between Akechi and Joker is really cool. So that's my opinion. Do you ever plan on moving away from Dokkan? You know how the Star Rail channel, which get what I mean? I have so much energy and talent to be stuck in the Dokkan space. I know I can do greater things. Much love and congrats to NK. So as of now, there's not really any plan of moving away from Dokkan. And the thing with content creation for me is that I'm mostly doing what I'm doing for fun rather than me like doing something where it's like, oh, even if I have like potential to do like something bigger and greater. Right now, I'm just really focused on doing it. I think the most important thing about creation is that you have to want to do what you're doing, right? Which is why I did go ahead and make my Star Rail channel, which I've been so busy. I have it uploaded in almost 2 weeks. I actually have a video for this channel privated. I just haven't made the thumbnail and scheduled it out. But this channel actually is doing pretty well, pretty decently, right, for a very beginner channel. So I will continue to upload there. No worries about that. 2.0 is crazy, right? I've just been so busy with Dokkan, right? But yes, I would say Dokkan. I mean, eventually, I actually am interested in doing content for the Sparking Zero. I'm sure everyone is interested in doing Sparking Zero content. I'm interested in even doing, like, if the Dragon Ball Super anime comes back, specifically. Well, even for Dragon Ball Daima, I could very well just do, like, videos covering my thoughts on the episode while it's going on. And that's kind of diversifying the content a little. Probably still in the Dragon Ball space, but that's really my thoughts and potentially branching off. And if it's for something completely different, maybe I could even go back to Twitch, or again keep doing the Star Rail channel on the side right there. Biggest Reno Girlfriend's fan? I'm not. L. Favorite Super and Extreme Class release? Super Class release, my favorite one. That is difficult. Definitely like an LR, I would say, right? I mean, if I take a look here, like, who's my favorite Super Class release? I mean, just one at the top of my head, Path Power Kid Goku's up there. Inch Kid Goku's up there. I think the Dragon Ball Z duel's up there as well. It's like probably between those three. 23rd World Tournament Goku as well. Like, I really like OG Dragon Ball. And the Dragon Ball Z Spirit Bomb is one of my favorites. Angel or Gohan. Like, again, it's hard to say, oh yeah, Namegoku. Dude, Namegoku. I might be just Namegoku. I was going to say it's hard to say one, but it might be Namegoku, dude. Namegoku was, he's just so cool. And then he was also really good, right? Favorite Extreme Class release? Again, probably has to be like Agio Rose, right? I mean, the issue with Extreme Class is that a lot of times they're booty cheeks, right? Broly's actually one of the best Extreme Class releases, right? But it's like, Broly's like, it's hard to consider him a villain, you know what I mean? It's like, has to be Agio Rose, because like so many of these villains just are like, they do not have good releases, and it just eventually leads to sour taste in my mouth. Ginyu was actually a good villain's release, but like, again, the issue with villains is that they're all very, like, a lot of times they're just very restricted to that one thing. It has to be like Agio Rose on release, which is crazy that there, in my opinion, hasn't been a better release for villains since like Agio Rose, and then we had like Int Buuhan, STR Omega, right? It's wild. It is kind of wild, yeah. So that's funny. Favorite OST for Dokkan specifically? I really like the my favorite Dokkan, Agio Vegeta Blues, like active skill probably. I think is might be my favorite right now. At the top of my head, right? Most wanted units to get a Dokkan Fest. Demon King Piccolo, I would say, honestly, at this point, Zarbon, right? Zarbon, you know, sure, give him a Dokkan Festival. I think that, what other character deserves to get a Dokkan Fest at this point? God Topo. I think God Topo getting a Dokkan Fest could be interesting. Who else? I mean, they gave Beast Gohan his Dokkan Fest now, right? I guess, like, the Revival UI Goku that revives into UI Sign Goku could be a good choice, right? We actually don't have... No, we do have UI Sign Goku Dokkan Fest. I'm so silly. I'm trying to think of who else, man, at the top of my head. But those are the characters that come to mind immediately. I probably, like, I'm going to be thinking about this, like, a few hours later. I'm going to be like, oh, I forgot this character, right? And the most anticipated Super and Extreme class these days, just Full Power Frieza and Namagoku, right? For sure, up there. Do I see this year being the last worldwide, since after this thing it's kind of no? I mean, the thing about worldwide is that I was talking about that actually with some people, and I was like, yeah, you know, it's kind of weird, like, worldwide might not be a thing, really, technically, like, at least in its name, because it's like, why would it be worldwide celebration if the game's already synced up? So I'm thinking what's going to happen is, like, worldwide is going to be scrapped completely, and then it's going to be, like, global anniversary. And then they'll probably just make Tanabata into a separate celebration, even though it's an actual, like, holiday in Japan. They'll just rename it, and then they probably will just, like, prioritize, like, the global anniversary. And maybe Tanabata could be in, like, that November spot. Like, you know, that global usually has the thank you celebration. Maybe Tanabata will be moved there in that, like, November kind of spot. But then there's Heroes, which is kind of like... there's also Dragon Ball Heroes, which, I mean, to be fair, it's like global. That's where global is, and global gets Heroes too, right? So it wouldn't be that bad. I'm not peep forever yet. I've been busy, but I will. How long do I realistically see myself playing Dokkan? I mean, for a while. I have a lot of fun playing Dokkan. I have a lot of fun, you know, just doing all this stuff in the community, really. So I just don't see myself quitting Dokkan, right? Canes or Zaxby's? I actually don't have any Zaxby's near me, so I would have to say Canes. I do not have any Zaxby's near me. How big is my feet? Okay, well, I'm not telling you. Infinite bacon and no games, or infinite games and no games? I'm assuming you mean infinite games and no bacon. Well, I mean, I don't really eat bacon that much, so yeah. When am I addressing my allegations? Do I feel regret for what I've done? Have no shame? What gives it the right? Will you atone? This is M, by the way. M's a loser. I'm just kidding. M is really cool. Cool person. Why did you start playing Dokkan? I did explain that earlier. But again, it's just because I saw Global pre-registered and I was like, oh, cool. Dragon Ball game. Am I really Truth Jr.? I'm actually a clone of the Truth GT, actually. That's my secret. How do you think Dokkan will move forward now that we have these busted 9th anniversary characters? Congrats, I think, Denke. Thank you. And again, it's the same as every year. Like, just think about what they did with the 7th anniversary, and then that's how they move forward. I mean, so far, Rose, I feel like Rose is good for global, but like as a because he's gonna be a release post 9th anniversary, and I think he was designed in mind, I don't know, it's weird. It's almost like he was designed in mind for global, in my opinion. Which, again, he's a good character, and he will be able to work in some of the 9th anniversary content, right? But it's like, you know, I think I want characters that are gonna be... I think... Like, because this guy doesn't provide a role, I think, to the Super Bosses team that needed it, necessarily. I mean, like, kind of slot one, but I think, like, that team needed support. I want characters to... If they're adding to a team, to be something that the team really wants. Like, I think nice, like, Rainbow Orb Changer, like, in his base form would have been interesting, because then the domain, it's like, you also have, like, the designs where the designs clash with the units, where, especially with domains, I think they have to be really careful with domains, because if they add multiple domains to one team and you want to use them all, and it's like, the best part of this character is locked behind the domain, but it's like, you can't use the domain with this Broly, right? And obviously, they made this Goku Black in mind with Super Bosses and Broly and everything, and even fusing some Masu, right? So, I think that's the thing. Design, specifically. I think they gotta really be careful about how the characters interact with each other, rather than focusing on making them look good stat-wise. It's gotta be how they interact with the team, and how the team overall is looking. I think that's the issue with GT bosses. That's the issue with super bosses. That's the issue with this Rose clashing, fighting for orbs on the team, fighting to see who's gonna get the domain on the team, right? And I just hope that they don't make designs that are going to be like that in the future, right? So hopefully we'll see, like, you know, more like favorable designs of them more so fitting the puzzle piece rather than them trying to clash with other units on the same team when it's not really necessary, right? It'd be like if we got a brand new Dokkan Festival TUR, or yeah, like a Dokkan Festival TUR or Gamma 1 and 2, just Gamma 1 and 2 like that. And then it's like, oh, they have to be in slot 1 to guard and get all their stats. But then you have Beast Gohan in the team. And it's like, well, why would you run them? You know, kind of like that. Something like that is what we don't want. But if it's like, you know, like a floating kind of like support with the Scouter, that's more interesting. Is Naruto my favorite anime? It might be Naruto still. Naruto just has a special place, like growing up, like in my soul. It just has to be likely my just favorite, right? Just Naruto specifically. So that's the thing with that. I mean, it depends on the genre, right? I would say I don't necessarily have a favorite anime, but like I have a top threes in different genres, right? Will I cover other anime games if they're good? I mean, maybe on like streaming on YouTube, or like, again, I've been thinking about like Twitch for like doing other games, but I am interested in Sparking Zero. The only issue is that anime games usually suck, so that's a thing, right? If Star Rail gets a collab with any series out there, which series would I want the most? This can be playable character special story event. A collab with Honkai Star Rail. I mean, what would be a good collab with Star Rail? I mean, I can't think of it at the top of my mind. Because the thing with Star Rail is I want it to be, like, I'm not really thinking about collabs for the game. I want it to be more like, you know, self-contained. But I guess, I mean, a Star Rail and Genshin collab would be cool, and that'd be the most realistic thing, right? Where those characters could kind of interlap with each other. Yeah, seeing like the Genshin characters interact with the Star Rail characters could be fun. Favorite busted Dokkan unit on release? Again, maybe even Physical BB. Physical BB was crazy. Who am I planning romance with P3R? Yukari. And how long have I been a Dragon Ball fan / Dokkan fan? Basically all my life, since I was a child. Like, I don't know, like 20 years. 20 years is a bit much. 15 years ago or something like that, right? When I was like 7. My expectations for HSR anniversary. Hopefully they gave like a 5-star selector kind of thing. Lots of currency, I think good content. It seems like Raiden, Acheron is coming out for the anniversary, so that's cool too. Favorite Dokkan unit and why? Like right now, my favorite Dokkan unit is probably like these guys are my favorite units to use right now. The Blue Falcon Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. Which sounds like, you know, yeah, this like, it's funny because Beast Gohan's right next to him, but these guys are just so fun to use. They're just so fun. They made them perfect DCA. That might be my favorite unit to use right now in Dokkan. They just absolutely killed it. And, you know, even though there's better units, they're just like so fun to use. What do you think is better? 7th anniversary, 9th anniversary? 9th anniversary clears, to be honest. A word of encouragement for smaller creators that are trying to make it. I think the thing is that when it comes to the Dokkan space, it can be pretty difficult to break through at this point. So that's just a warning I want to say. If you're trying to do stuff that are like, oh, I want to make a channel showcasing units only or something like that, and there's especially no interesting spin to it, it's probably not the best to do that, because it's just like you're fighting in a very competitive, pre-established market. But you got to do something that has an interesting spin to it, isn't just necessarily, oh, I'm only showcasing the unit like as a showcase. It has to be something like Diddy. What Diddy was doing, right? And, you know, even Oni. I think Oni is a great example of like an up-and-coming content creator. I think Oni makes really interesting content that people have not been making, and honestly, he deserves more like attention to some of these. Like, I think this right here is a good video, right? Like right here, I think, you know, at least the concept of video, I think that, you know, this is a good concept of video. Like, you see his highest viewed videos are those videos where he is doing like those discussion videos about the past and the community, about, you know, like, you know, the controversial Twitter users, right? I mean, I think those kind of videos are the best to help grow your channel. And even just like, you want to look at what other people are doing, and then, like, you know, like, this is something that no one else was doing, and this is like one of his highest videos, right? And obviously you want to take advantage of like major hype and stuff like that, right? I think that's an important thing. And sometimes it's about luck. Another thing I would recommend is YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts could really grow your channel, right? You're like, you know, some of these shorts getting decent views from me, right? But then, like, you know, I have a short that hit 31k views, right? This physical super Vegeta one hit 21k views. Like, I would literally, like, if you record like clips for Twitter on your phone and stuff like that, just upload them as shorts. Just throw shorts out. You could spam shorts. They have a pretty wide viewage, and then it's like you have a good chance of getting a lot of people getting attention to your channel just from shorts alone. That's my opinion. You just want to make sure you're putting an interesting spin to it. And that's, again, talking about specifically Dokkan, but even in general, you always want to see if you can try to put an interesting spin to something, especially something that's already pre-established, because you want to, I mean, if you're known as, oh, you're this guy, you do this for this content, right? And you're known as that person for that, then that's when you know you're like, okay, yeah, you know? And even that, I am like not like the biggest creator either, to be fair, but at least that's what I'm seeing. I mean, that also matters if you're like, if you care about, like, you know, if you're just having fun doing content like I am, then you probably don't really care about it. Yeah, that's a thing. I'll read these two more. I'll read this one too, but then we'll move on to some of the YouTube ones, and then we'll move back here. How long did you expect Dokkan to last? A pretty long time. I can't really even say a number, but like at least like the next 5 years, 5+ years even. Let's say Dokkan eventually does end up shutting down to have other plans for the Minato Splash channel. It depends. Maybe I could even move my Star Wars content over here to this channel. Maybe I could do Dragon Ball in general, right? You know, maybe make like Dragon Ball games content specifically. It depends really what's going on at that time, because if Dokkan shut down, but then it's like, oh, there's like Sparking 02 in like next year, right? Then I think I was like, okay. Keep dropping bangers. Wish you more achievements. Which version will we playing up to sync? JP. It's gonna be the same thing, and my JP's really good, right? So let's 2 + 2 4. All right, so let's see here. So I did ask on YouTube as well some of the questions, right? So best aging unit, probably like AGL Golden Frieza is like the best aging unit, something like that. Do I think Beast Gohan, as good as he is potentially unhealthy for the game? I don't think he's unhealthy for the game. I really don't, because it's like he's just by far the best character in the game, and it's not like a thing where he invalidates the rest of the game. Like something like S-Tier Gogeta, I think it's unhealthy, but this guy, like him being out doesn't invalidate the rest of the game necessarily, because we're at a point of the game where it's like gonna be like, unless they do another 7th anniversary reset, which they could definitely do, it's very difficult to invalidate the rest of the game like that. Even like with the 7th anniversary reset, like a lot of these characters, you know, just really needed a 200% leaders go home. Like the tech androids were a character like an example of that, and then they were really good, and at that point it's like, oh, they're not invalidating anymore once AGL Cell came out, right? So it's just very difficult to invalidate characters. Like, how are you gonna invalidate, like, you know, Beast Gohan in the future, especially, right? So even Beast Gohan, like Beast Gohan being out doesn't mean that these guys are bad, or the Gammas are bad, or these two are bad, right? So yeah, my favorite unit to use, again, Blue Cow can go with Evolution Blue Vegeta. AGL Vegeta Blue versus Beast Gohan Memorial Battle, potentially. There's just a lot to do, right? Your GF is a 10 out of 10, but she doesn't change orbs to int and has 30% reduction, doesn't have 50% attacking defense on her 18 key, and then 50% attack on her 12 key. So you keep her a Babacoin. You know what? She's a keeper. 10 out of 10. She's a keeper. That's what I say, right? What I think holds the community back from being its best? The sync can't count. I think people tend to always overreact to things, and then don't like sometimes think things through, is patient, right, for stuff to happen. And it's a thing where it could lead to a lot of complaints that are unnecessary. I think people tend to like to jump the gun in this community, which, you know, if you look at things at face value, I could see why. But like, it's like people see details of a character and then they're instant like, you know, like this character is absolutely random everywhere. Unless it's like, you know, that depends. The character has to suck, right? You know, like there's some people who are saying Rose is a bad character. Like, he's actually still good. It's people are confused with the issue with him. Rose is still a good character, right? And he's a character I think I've seen a lot, there's been a lot of backlash from, even from me. You know, I'm not really a fan of this guy particularly, but he's still gonna be able to be a good character. It's just the design in this guy is bad, but then people like run with it and it's like, oh, he's just bad, and that's not true. He's still like good. He's just his design I'm just not a fan of, and I think his design could be bad while he could still be a good card, right? So that's a thing. My favorite type, STR. I mean, probably STR, right? Ejo or STR for sure. Do you watch wrestling? If so, who's my favorite wrestler? Unfortunately, I do not watch wrestling, but I've been thinking about getting into watching wrestling soon, right? What's my favorite arc in Dragon Ball? Probably the 23rd World Tournament arc. Yeah. Am I playing? I'm playing other games like on PlayStation and Xbox. And what's my favorite unit in Dokkan? I mean, again, not necessarily at the top of my head. I mean, I mostly play on PC anyways at this point. I do have a PlayStation 5 for when there's like for Spider-Man. I got that PlayStation 5 because I really wanted to play Spider-Man 2. But I don't even really play on consoles anymore. A lot of the times I just play on PC, right? And I get games on a whim sometimes. I'm like, I see a game and I'm like, you know what? I'll get it. Why not, you know? What's my favorite unit in Dokkan? Again, Blue Falcon and Goku Evolution Vegeta is probably my favorite unit to use right now. Where am I from, and is there another gacha game I put time into besides Dokkan? So I won't say specifically, but I am from the United States. And then another gacha game I put time into is Honkai Star Rail. That's 100%, right? Honkai Star Rail's for it. Look up this when you get a chance. Maybe. Why did I start with YouTube, and what are my goals? I started with YouTube, actually, funny enough, doing Naruto Storm content. It's Storm 4 content. That's my first videos on the channel. And I was just uploading like clips from, what's it called? How to explain it? I was uploading clips that you could upload them from, you could even see like the little you could see like the Naruto like kind of logo thing. I was just uploading clips from my PlayStation, and that's what I was doing. And then I kind of just stopped after a while, I think, right? And then I started doing no, actually I did some Xenoverse 2 stuff, huh? And then I just stopped, obviously. And then after that is when I started doing Dokkan content. This is 4 years ago at this point. But again, I didn't really have a goal necessarily. I just was like, I want to just make content for fun, right? And just because I felt like I had fun with the game, so might as well make some content on it, right? Funny, you can see private servers existed 4 years ago, right? Which is really funny. And oh, dude, yeah, this is just a throwback here. I used to remember making these thumbnails. Good times, and like in these like early video showcases, I did some legend stuff in there, and then I was always on and off, right? I think if we keep going down here, you could probably see it's really like around this time that I like started getting like, I guess, a little more serious on it, but you know, you could see that it's just like the 5th anniversary right here. Never made a thumbnail for this, right? And then, you know, I stopped, right? Then I started continuing here, and just, you know, that's the idea. That's the idea. My goals with the channel is just keep making Dokkan content, just having fun with it. Favorite anime? Again, like Naruto. I mean, that's my goat, Yuta. Yuta's awesome. I love Yuta. Yuta is so cool. Naruto, even JJK's up there now. Dragon Ball, Bunny Girl Senpai. What do I do for my job and I'm with anyone in real life? That's a real question. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do with my job or what I do for my job IRL. And I'm not gonna divulge into any of that either. So what if I keep things quiet? Yeah, that's right. But no. And then I heard from Twitter support. Yeah, thank you very much. All right, let's keep going here. Top 5 favorite movies. That's top 5 favorite. Like, again, when answering these questions like this at the top of my head, like top 5 favorite things, it's difficult. Like, I have to like sit down and think about it and look up like movies. I mean, like, I just thinking of the Spider-Man trilogy, the original one, and those are like this movies I watched all the time as growing up as a kid. That's tough. To be honest, I'm not like that big of a movie watcher either. I just watch stuff that, like, media that I'm like super interested in at this point. If you guys have any movie recommendations, let me know. Was I valedictorian? I was not. Nope, definitely not. What was the reason I started with YouTube? Just cause I felt like it. That's really it. I just felt like it. Nothing really other than that. I was like, you know, I can make videos, and I guess I was inspired by these Dragon Ball YouTubers, right? Even Rhyme Style. Dokkan YouTubers like D3, you know, and you know all the YouTubers back then. I don't remember who exactly was like making content like back then, but you know, that was my idea. Do I F with Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul? I need to watch them. But unfortunately, I know a lot about the shows. I just need to watch them and sit down and watch them. Because, you know, Twitter's talking about them a lot. I will sit down and watch this year, though. That's a plan. I didn't answer the OST. Any character I hate in Dokkan. Like, any character that I hate, like, that I really dislike. That's tough. Probably Esther Jiren. Esther Jiren's such a loser. Like, like, these anniversary characters are too good. Esther Jiren, I hate him. Yeah, loser. Congrats, thank you. What are we doing for ones for YouTube? Probably just, I mean, I still probably would be on Twitter, posting on Twitter and stuff like that. But, I'd probably just be doing my just IRL job. Just like the same as already, right? How's my daily routine go? So, like, my daily routine, I wake up, and then I go to work. And then after I don't know, take a nap sometimes. Then I wake up, I like kind of wake up again. And then after I record or I, you know, talk with friends and stuff like that. And then I stay up till like 5 and then well, like 4, 3, 4, right? And then I sleep and then I wake up again. Persona 3 is in there. Just like a very basic daily routine. Yeah. I eat and stuff too though. I do eat and stuff, no worries. March 7th there's snow. Yes, March 7th is awesome. Do I watch any sports? Congrats on 10K. I do not watch sports, unfortunately. Again, I just feel like I just have so much things to do that I just don't sit down and like indulge in things. I am not a Reddit girlfriend defender. Explain to these people why Beast is not the modern day Esther Gogeta. Well, Beast is not the modern day Esther Gogeta because he doesn't invalidate everyone else in the game as himself. Gogeta, you needed him. If you didn't have Gogeta, people unfriended you. People like you didn't like. I mean, you needed Gogeta. Like, you can't even say you didn't really need him. You really needed him to even play. And beat like I don't know if you needed him exactly to beat the hardest fence in the game. Again, from there it's like kind of blurry, but it's like I know you needed this guy, and he had a hold on the game for a long time. He was crazy. Beast Gohan, it's like you don't need Beast Gohan. You can go without Beast Gohan and you're fine, right? Let's see. Show extra. Do I feel Dokkan will remain a stable game to make content on? I think so. Dragon Ball is very huge, and I feel like Dokkan will be stable, at least for me to make content on. But besides that, I feel like for a new creator, probably not stable if you're brand new again, unless you have a really interesting spin on things. But I think for like someone like me who's established, I think I'll be fine. I'll keep growing, right? What I think the run a girlfriend ending will be, I hope they all blow up. Yeah, sure. But I understand my Hispanic. I am Hispanic. I am Latino and Hispanic, right? So I'm both actually, so that's cool. Okay, so that's it. I think that's all the questions. So let me know what you guys think. Well, I guess I already said that at the end of my videos, right? But like, thanks y'all for watching. Thank you all for supporting the content, right? Very, very appreciative. Tonight, the part 3 of the anniversary starts. That's very exciting. And here's to 20K in, I don't know, sometime. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.